What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode with Red 13 here. And today, the Jordan LeBron is over. The debate is over. We already talked about it. We hit that up. People on there have made great points on Twitter. They've made great defenses for both sides. Like I said, it always is a popularity contest, and one or the other rubs someone the wrong way. So it's done. I'm okay. Like I said, it's all about opinion. But let's move on to something that came up right literally as the video got released, and that's regarding Scotty Pippen. What are our thoughts on Scotty Pippen when it comes to this about what he said with Michael Jordan? Now, he did put some very good points on there, but where is it coming from? Is it coming from a place of honesty? Possibly. Is it coming from a place of anger? Maybe a little bit of jealousy? And does he have a point? Does he have a point to be jealous? So as we break down what he said, we first get to the point where Pippen says, hey, LeBron James is going to be probably the best statistic player of all time, and does that make him the GOAT? No, in my opinion, it does not. Just because you are great, if you put up the best stats of all time, you still have to have something from it. Now, he does have 4 championships. LeBron does have 10 finals appearances. Half of his career has been in the NBA Finals. That counts for something, even if he won 1 title or 2 titles. Go ask the Buffalo Bills. Do you think you would have felt any different had you just won 1 Super Bowl out of those 4, right? Just 1. You know, what was it? Don Beebe, I think, who might have won it. It wasn't Tasker. I think it was Beebe who won with the Packers, and how huge it felt for him. And he the first thing he thought of was his teammates and how he wishes he had them with it, how great it felt and how emotional it was. And that was the one thing he regretted not, when he won the Super Bowl, was not having all his teammates from Buffalo when they won it, when he won one with the Packers. So with something like that, LeBron does have 4 championships, a whole bunch of MVPs, a whole bunch of blah, blah, blah. So does that make, and Pippen follows that up with, does it make him the GOAT? And Pippen says, not in his opinion, and his is one theory that I've always kind of felt with as well, is you can't really have a GOAT in a team game. And it is a team game. Because you could take, even if in one point where I talked about LeBron carrying the 07 Cavs who had no business being there, even in that situation, he still had to have guys who rebounded, passed, whether he motivated them to play better through just, hey, camaraderie and great basketball IQ, or if he got him motivated, such as Jordan did with, hey, Horace Grant, you don't get to eat on the plane ride home because you played like crap, which he actually did. That's a true story. Or he kicks your butt on the court. Both of them get the job done. Just one might be like, hey, some are for that. That's the hard mentality. And some are for the other ones where they're like, hey, I just want to play and get this guy who makes this team better. Regardless of it, you still need a team. I've never really loved the GOAT. I love, even when you talk about Tom Brady in football, the GOAT. Had he lost that Falcons Super Bowl, had he lost maybe one of the first few, remember where Vinatieri made 3 game-winning kicks and all those, and had he lost one of those, my opinion on Brady wouldn't change. He is one of the greatest top 5 quarterbacks in all time. Statistically, he is the all-time Super Bowl champ. 7 Super Bowls. No, I don't know if we'll ever see that. That's a miracle that we got to experience that if you are alive now. We might take it for granted. We might never see it again. We probably won't, and we never did before. So that's amazing in fact itself. But would you call him the GOAT? Would you think right now Dan Marino, John Elway, regardless how great, I think Elway and Marino as physical species were better quarterbacks than Tom Brady, even Peyton Manning. But the situations, it's a team game, and Scottie Pippen says it best. He says it's a team game. It doesn't matter. People forget how Jordan started out his first 3 years never getting out of the first round, never winning a playoff series. It wasn't just Pippen, but Pippen showed up, Phil Jackson showed up, and things changed because it was a team game. So I think when Pippen says this, it does not change my opinion. I can't remember the names offhand. Kyrie might have even been one, but LeBron has had several guys to where they said he's a bad teammate. They don't like him. Sometimes they feel he takes the limelight. He gets all the attention. So did Jordan. You can't help it. So did Magic. Now, that's a different whole story. I won't get into that. He also had Worthy. He had Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. There's times where those NBA teams had they were called Showtime for a reason. It wasn't just 1 or 2 guys. It was a whole stinking Michael Thompson, everything. They had great players. But back to this. When Pippen says this, it makes me wonder, is he coming from a place of, you know what, I'm so sick and tired of Michael Jordan getting all the credit. He didn't win anything, and everything was kind of like him one-on-one, a lot of one-on-one, and the team changed. We actually had, and Pippen does say, we built a team. Pippen didn't say, hey, I came and we got better. He said, we built a team. You did get B.J. Armstrong, Craig Hodges, I always forget it, Grant, the power forward. So you had those players, and that was the team that built it, and then Jordan took off from there. And so when it comes to Pippen saying that, I think he has great points, but that doesn't, like with LeBron, when LeBron got pulled down from other players, there were people who don't like LeBron who jumped on that. They're like, hey, look at this. His own teammates said he's a bad guy, or his own teammates don't like him. His own teammates weren't having his back. Some of them, not all of them, but they were coming out, and a lot of people who don't like LeBron jumped on that and used that as ammunition. I didn't like that then, and I don't think that this is fair now for Jordan haters, which I'm not, but there are people out there who did not like Jordan, or who are such big LeBron fans they can't see. They got blinders on to where they ignore Jordan's greatness because they're all about LeBron. That I don't look at it like that. If when Pippen said he was a horrible player, I think he just meant he wasn't a good team player yet. And that's what it always is how good of a team player was he? And he wasn't. And Phil Jackson probably changed that. And all the other pieces helped. And Pippen was a big part of that. So with that, that's what turned the whole thing around. So I do agree with Pippen on that. But I think he might have been a little harsh. And I think I've seen people say, oh, it has to do with his ex-wife dating Marcus Jordan, Michael Jordan's son. I don't think it has anything to do with that, because they were only almost separated in 2018, and then they were back together, and then they finally separated, and she had seen a couple other NBA players since then. So this has nothing to do with that. I think that's a horrible take. That is just someone reaching at straws, or those are people who are Jordan fans and don't like that their hero is being trashed and by someone who's who else, anyone on that team that has this much credibility other than probably Phil Jackson as the coach or Scottie Pippen than Michael Jordan. So when you get someone that big, this isn't Kukoc coming and saying, oh, Jordan, blah, blah, blah. And no, this is a big piece of that the Chicago Bulls team and that dynasty and the NBA legends that the Chicago Bulls, like the Beatles, actually were. So with Pippen, when he says all that, and then he talks about, to me it was, I just think that it came up because of everything, just like my video. It's just like everyone was talking about it in social media. I think Pippen just put his opinion out there. I respect it. I see where it's coming from. I would not say it has anything to do with, other than maybe he's just laying down the facts that he sees that, hey, statistically, LeBron's going to be the best ever. I don't think that makes him the GOAT. He did say that. But he doesn't think Jordan's the GOAT either. He's saying there is none. It's a team game. I do agree with that 100%. And if anything, I would say it was just his opinion. I don't think there is jealousy. But if there was one motivation for it other than just him being honest, I would say maybe he is just a tad sick and tired of Jordan and the Bulls. It was Paul McCartney and John Lennon. They were the two main pieces, and Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen were the two main pieces, and maybe he's tired of hearing that. So that's my take on Scottie Pippen. That's my take on the whole situation, what I think. I think he makes some very solid points. I don't think it's coming out of hatred, but if it is, I would see more of jealousy, nothing outside anything else. And maybe just the fact to get some attention, get his name out there. Hey, people are talking about Pippen. People are looking it up now, and it's getting his name some recognition as well. So hope you enjoyed. Give a like, give a subscribe, and look for more. Next video, we will be talking about fantasy football coming up real quick. Talk to you guys later. Peace.